Hey guys, it's Milka. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about a fountain pen that I've had for a few months now. It is technically considered a new purchase for this year. I got it, like I said, a few months ago. But I noticed that there aren't too many reviews of this colorway. So this is the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 in the colorway Baobab. Baobab? I'm not really entirely sure how it's meant to be pronounced, but I'm just gonna do a slow spin for you so you can see all of that beautiful iridescence and chatoyancy and look at that. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. That blue in the body. So this pen I purchased from Stilo e Stile or Stilo e Stile. I'm not entirely sure. You can see there's some, I don't know if it's coming through on camera. From this angle it's hard for me to see, but there's some of that glow from within here as well. And then you get it on the cap too. This pen, I believe it comes in multiple trims. I believe you can choose like the trim color, like the metal, but don't quote me on that. I forgot to check, but I got it in I have it in a silver trim. This is the Momento Zero Grande 2.0, so it is a piston filler pen. And it also has an ink window. So this pen is currently inked, so you can't really see completely through this ink window, but it does have an ink window. It also has a number 6 Yovo nib with their little phoenix wings here, or pattern. I don't know how well that's coming through on camera. I don't know if you can see it, but oh well. I'll do a writing sample with it as well. This is the elastic fine nib. I remember when I first bought this pen and I picked it up and I untwisted it, I was actually quite surprised because it was my first Leonardo and I had heard so much hype about Leonardo that I was a little disappointed, to be completely honest, in the quality of what like the resin felt like. It felt just like plastic. And when I untwisted it, the bands here felt very sharp. And so that I was like, really? For such a high quality pen that people praise? Since then, they're not as sharp. I was worried that they would get in the way when I write, like I would feel it when my fingers are on the grip section, but I don't feel it at all. It's absolutely no bother. And I've come to absolutely love this pen. It's just, I think with all of the hype around the brand, I was expecting something like the luxury level of a Mont Blanc, with their precious lacquer and whatnot. But with the price point of a Leonardo and a Mont Blanc, there is a significant difference. This is a stainless steel nib. I did not get the gold nib, as there is a huge price difference for the two, in between the two. I think it's like around $200 at times. But let me see what else I have made notes of here. Oh yes, the type of resin, I saw online that this was called spaghetti resin, and I believe that's because of its like individual strips here. I remember another thing when I first got this pen. I also like that the logo is quite subtle on here. I'm not sure if it's focusing or not, but is it focused? I don't know. But the logo is quite subtle. You don't really, your mind doesn't go there. There's also a little bit of a tile design. Again, I feel like it's not focusing. Focus, please. There you go. There's a little bit of a, oh, there, you can see the logo. I like that it's not just written on the body like some of the Leonardos had. I also like this little tile design and these little, in between these little rings here. It's very nice. Also, this little wheel, I was under the impression that it was supposed to turn or spin, but mine does not. It is very much stuck in place. So I don't know if that's, like I said, this is the only Leonardo I ever got, or I have so far. So I don't know if that's standard. From what I've seen, I saw people twist this little wheel. For mine, it doesn't twist. And I got this from like a legit pen website, you know, so I know for a fact that it has, oh, I told you I got it from Steel by Steel, so I know this is not like a fake or anything like that. Like, this is a legitimate pen. Another thing to note, even though like the stock photos are beautiful for this pen, but I think it's really hard unless you see the pen in motion to capture this, as I said, chatoyancy or this flash, right? This pen really makes me think of labradorite. Labradorite is one of my favorite stones, and it has this flash aspect, this like blue flash. So if you ever look up a video of like a blue flash labradorite, they can sometimes flash yellow, purple. Like the flash yellow would be similar to this green flash that you're getting a little bit of here. But this blue flash, it just makes me think of like Atlantis and the ocean. And like I said, it reminds me of labradorite, which is what sold me on this pen. That's another reason why I'm making this video. For anyone who was interested in this pen and is looking for content about it, so that you can have the option of seeing it in motion. Because the only thing I've seen of this pen is like a short on YouTube. So yes, let me see if I have any other points here. This isn't meant to be a super long video by any means. This is just a quick little look at this pen so you guys can see it. It writes like a dream. I love this pen. Since purchasing it a couple of months ago, it has been inked like 3 times. I'm going to do the writing sample for you now. Like I said, this is the ink window. Oh, now that it's focused, I can show you the design on the nib. Okay. But yes, I wasn't a big fan of this giant yellow, because even though this is a little bit more stable than say like a hand-turned pen, it's still gonna have variation from the stock photo. So I like this subtle yellow, but this large yellow, I was a little like, ugh, why? But since then I enjoy it, because like I said, I compare this to labradorite. And I know that's not what it was inspired by. I couldn't find what it was inspired by. When I look up Baobab, it just brings up this tree that you can find in like Africa and Madagascar and Australia. It's a beautiful tree and it's a special tree, but I'm not sure if that tree inspired this pen. But like I said, it's my favorite stone. So this pen, like the yellow has grown on me, because labradorite does get little parts of yellow depending on the stone that you get, so it has grown on me. So let me open up a notebook to give you guys a little writing sample. So the writing sample, I'll just do a whatchamacallit. Yeah, let me use a smaller notebook. I don't need to pull out my journal. I'm gonna do like a very short writing sample. It's probably just going to be me writing the name of the pen and the ink that's in here. It is in my currently inked video, so I'm not sure which one of those is going up first. Sorry guys, I haven't used this notebook in a while. Oh, I see. There was a reason that this was here. I just don't remember what that reason was. Okay. So let's do the writing sample on this page. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Okay. So I'll just slightly tilt it, because that is how it be. I really like how, I really like the experience of writing with this pen, I will say, because the height, and I'm not sure if this is just because of the number 6 Yovo nib, but the height at which I write, like how far my fingers and hand are from the paper, feels, and I think this has to do with a larger nib, to be honest, compared to some of the other. But this was my first Yovo nib as well. So, but yeah, the height feels so nice. So this is the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 in the colorway Baobab. And the ink, I'll write in my regular handwriting, is Lennon Toolbar. Dong Ding Oolong tea. And this is part of their Taiwanese. Oh, ooh. Haha, you guys, spelling is not my strong suit, and if you continue to watch my videos, you will hear me say that like a billion times. So please forgive me for looking up how to spell Taiwan. Okay, I was right. I just wanted to confirm. Sometimes I mix up is like the order of certain letters, but no, I spelled it right. Taiwanese tea collection. Okay. Yes, so it writes beautifully. As I mentioned earlier, this is an elastic fine nib. When I first purchased it, I assumed that that would mean that it is a flex nib. That is not the case. I know that flex with a stainless steel in the modern era, not like a vintage stainless steel flex, but a modern stainless steel flex is probably not going to be super flexy, but this is definitely not a flex nib, okay? Like, not a flex nib, you guys. Let me zoom in more on the writing. This is not a flex nib. It's just maybe the nib is a little softer, or it's not as stiff. There's a little bounce to it, but I tried flexing with it, and I'll show you the line variations. But I would not want to take the risk of messing up this pen by writing flex with it. So this is regular, a little more flex, a little more flex, a little more, the most that I can push it. Okay, so there is a slight variation, and then we'll do this. So let me actually do one of those square things, right? It's like this, upstrokes from right to left. So the line is quite consistent for the most part. And if I were to do these little swirly things, let's see, for line variation, there is some, but you have to put in so much effort, and I don't want to worry about messing up this nib. So you can see there is some line variation. So let me set the pen aside, zoom this in a little more for you. There is some line variation. It's just, I have to put in a lot of effort to get that line, a lot more effort than I feel comfortable doing on a daily. And like if I were to do that in writing, because just doing a figure eight is one thing, but actual writing, so for example, right, let's move this up a little. Okay. Like it's so hard to notice, Leah. No. Like it's really hard to notice. And like I said, I don't want to mess up my pen for something as simple as this. That's another reason why I purchased the Pilot. Let me zoom out to give you more accurate color. I purchased the Pilot, what is the Pilot 912 Custom Heritage with the Falcon nib, so that I can get the flex experience that I want without having to ruin a pen. So it's still drying. I'm not sure how well the color is picking up, which is something I say in every video, but it's not so much about the color as it is about the ink. Sorry to just cut in randomly here. I know there's a lot more writing on the page now, but I just wanted to point out that I didn't even think of this until I tried reverse writing on another pen. But this pen does reverse writing. I think it's because this has, I don't know, because I don't have like a fine or a standard nib grind. This is an elastic fine, so I can't speak for any other Leonardo nib grind in regards to this, but for the elastic fine, I believe I spoke with someone regarding this, I think, or I heard it somewhere, that the shape of the pen when you have an elastic, like a flex pen, allows, oh yes, at the Fountain Pen Hospital, I was looking at an OMOS pen and I was doing reverse writing, and the guy told me at the store that because of the flex nib, the flexibility of the nib, it allows for reverse writing, something along those lines. So I'm wondering if because this is considered an elastic fine, it has reverse writing, but y'all, it writes really well in reverse. And if you look at the size comparison, you can see how wet the line is non-reverse and how much slimmer it is reverse. Like, this is the line width that I like to write in normally. I always felt that Leonardo was a little too wet. I mean, it's nice to enjoy certain inks, but I love the fact that now I have an option to write smaller with it too, because I wouldn't have wanted an extra fine. I like this size. I like this kind of, I think it's a good thing. I was a little like, oh, this is a little wetter than I would like, but I enjoy how well it shows off the ink. But it's nice to know that I can actually get smaller writing here. And this is a comparison of regular strokes and reverse strokes, and same thing here. This is the reverse, this is the regular, so you can see the difference in size. But yeah, okay, that was my tiny little tidbit. Hey guys, so editing, Milka coming through. Something I forgot to mention during the Leonardo video was something that I, like a little personal qualm, is that when you turn the piston, it takes like 10 turns. Last time I counted, I'm pretty sure I counted like 10 turns to fill up the pen, which that's fine. I suppose that could also mean that it has a larger ink capacity. But when it comes to cleaning, that's a little bit more annoying because now you're twisting it so much. So yes, so I still would recommend the pen. I think it's wonderful. This has nothing to do with the fact that it's this pen. I think this is how they make this model of pens. So yes, the 10 twists or 10 turns just to clean the pen and then have to flush out the water and do it again, that gets a little annoying. But other than that, I love the pen. Okay. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you found this helpful, because I know I was looking for something like this when I first purchased this pen before I decided to just pull the trigger. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.